Hi Leo, this is your monthly reading for July 2018. So let's get into it. July 2018, we have a couple of solar eclipses, a couple of eclipses, a solar eclipse on the 12th of July. That is going to be in Cancer. It's going to be opposed by Pluto, so a lot of transformations happening for many of us, including you Leos. And then we have Mercury retrograding on the 12th. Remember, this entire month, Mars is in retrograde. Mercury retrogrades until the 18th of August, I want to say. Then we have a lunar eclipse on the 27th. That's going to be in Aquarius, your polar opposite sign. And it's going to be lined up with that Mars retrograde as well. That is another massive moon for change and endings, new beginnings. So let's see how these astrological events affect you guys. So let's see, Leo going into the month of July. How this affects Leo. Effects on Leo going into the month of July. Leo for the month of July 2018. Okay, so we have going into the month of July, I do see, that you have this awareness and also this illusion. So there's an awareness that there's something better for you, but there's sort of an illusion at the same time because you're ignoring that intuition. You've been ignoring it for the most part. Even though you know it's there, I feel like it's just because, you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be focusing on something you love, but that hasn't presented itself. You get bored really, really easily, Leo. Most things come pretty easy to you in terms of, you're highly talented, you're very multi-talented, so things, come easier for you. In that regard. So it's hard for you to pinpoint what you love because you can literally fall in love with anything, but then at the same time fall out of love just as fast when you figure it out. Around the 9th of July, I do see you becoming more aware that, your hard work is paying off. And then the solar eclipse comes up right on July 12th. And look at the two cards that come up for you. So we have the Magician and the Leap of Faith card. Or the Fool in traditional tarot. And those are the very first major arcana cards that come up in the tarot, 0 and 1. And so I feel like there's a new beginning for you, a fresh start that happens with the solar eclipse. Something massive, some massive shift occurs for you guys. There's an awareness that you can do anything. You can do whatever you want. And this belief starts to sprout inside you. The guides are showing me this little seed starts to sprout inside you. Now just keep in mind that even though the date of the solar eclipse is July 12th, you might not feel anything on that day. It could happen over the next 6 months, this feeling that I'm talking about, okay? But it's a successful beginning, something very fortuitous. I don't know, whatever that word is. But I see abundance coming for you. And again, this recognition that you need to follow what brings you joy. It's like you just can't do it anymore. You can't keep just forcing yourself to do things that you don't really want to do. And you might be struggling a little bit with that, but ultimately following that will lead you to the magic in life, the magic that you're destined to have in your life. So let's look towards the middle of July for Leos, So one of the things the guides are saying, for you guys is, there might be some, of this back and forth feeling. So there's a back and forth feeling, like you might be like great one day and then the next day not so great. So it might be a little bit up and down for you this month. So I just want to bring your attention to that. The reverse justice comes up. And when that comes up, oftentimes there's some unjust act has been committed, unfair treatment. This could be towards you or towards someone else. I do feel like this might involve, a romantic relationship. Maybe, you swept somebody off their feet, and then when you learned everything about them, you got bored with them, you kind of threw them away. So some kind of injustice has occurred, whether you did the unjust act or it was done to you. We'll look a little bit deeper into that. But there's definitely some unfair treatment happening. And I do feel like this is pertaining to your romantic relationships or your romantic partnerships. Let's see, look a little bit deeper into that for Leo. To the Justice card. Yep. It could be two things. There could be, there's definitely, the Queen of Pentacles comes up. So oftentimes that signifies a Taurian or an earth sign. And, perhaps you wronged this person in this relationship. Maybe you were too generous in a relationship. Maybe you were the one that was treated unfairly. So I'm just going to look again a little bit deeper into this for you guys. This isn't a love reading, but, this is coming up, so I'm just going to go with it for now. But, yeah, there's just a sense that it's time to move on from that. So the Six of Wands comes up in reverse, so it might again be hard to let go. It could affect your work as well. Maybe it prevents you, like, because you are sort of like taken aback, knocked off center by this personal relationship where, maybe there's unfair treatment on both sides. It could even be a little bit messy with legal stuff happening. Maybe you're getting a divorce, or you're starting to play dirty with each other. Just try to realize that there's a Mercury retrograding, a Mars retrograding. Tensions are high in the world right now, so try to keep yourself in check. I'm not saying expect other people to be crazy, but kind of, expect people to be crazy. Don't take it personal. Don't fight back. Don't get all, proud and like a lion. Just try to take it down a notch with, for your own benefit, for legal reasons. I would try your best to keep yourself in check, okay? So let's see how the lunar eclipse affects you. Leos, the lunar eclipse affects you. How the lunar eclipse affects you. Okay, so this lunar eclipse leading up to it, again, this card comes up. The Five of Wands is asking you to remove yourself from the drama of other people, and that you can resolve and to actually have some patience. So just going back to that, that's just keeps standing out. So this lunar eclipse leading up to it, you're going to feel a little bit drained. You're going to be questioning, why things are the way they are. There's going to be some regrets that come up. I feel like you're going to be impulsive and just take a trip randomly, like an unexpected trip or an opportunity for a trip might come up. Maybe you win a trip somewhere, or you win some extra money and then you're able to take a trip. But something like that comes up. It might be a trip in the future. So remember, these eclipses, 6 months, but some kind of windfall of money, because we have the Ace of Pentacles showing up. The Ace of Pentacles shows up here, which is about luck and resources and support, and maybe you get a new job, maybe things change for you in that regard. I do see, and here's the Lion card for you guys, the Strength card, but it is in reverse, so there's some, forgiveness that needs to happen, and also, your confidence is taking a blow. So remember, going back to that personal relationship, that lover or partner, husband, wife, it could even be family, but I'm feeling like it's more like a relationship. There's some of that takes away from your energy levels this month. The Nine of Swords comes up. This card signifies worries and unnecessary worries, maybe a little bit of insomnia leading up to that full moon in Aquarius that happens on the 27th, same as Mercury retrograde happens on the 27th, and that lunar eclipse. It is the closest lunar eclipse of the century. So it's a big deal, guys, and it might affect our sleep and cause us to worry. What I feel like it's going to happen for you guys, Leo, is that you're going to be faced with some decisions you need to make. You're going to start to realize, I have to kind of maybe detox. Maybe I have to take this person out of my life. Maybe I have to stop drinking coffee. Maybe I have to stop drinking alcohol. Whatever it is, it's not going to be totally clear. Okay, so the Moon card comes up. Maybe some things come to the surface that it could be some lies, some deception. There could also be psychic, powerful insights that come. I feel like you could benefit from connecting to like-minded people or spiritual-minded people to find answers to any questions that might come up and any psychic blocks that might come up. So I'm just going to check with the Oracle deck. I'm using two Oracle decks today, the Mermaid deck by Doreen Virtue and then the Robert Reeves Flower Therapy deck. So let's see if there's anything for Leo for the month of July. So I have Watch Your Thoughts. We already talked about that. That one comes up. And then also positive energy. So this card says surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. This is key for you guys. I don't want you to get in any trouble this month, especially legally. So, definitely avoid negative people at all costs. Surround yourself with positive people, people that are awake, that are conscious, that are, they might claim to be spiritual or doing spiritual things but do nothing. Just because people claim to be spiritual, oh, I'm a Reiki master, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, does not necessarily mean they're awake, that they're conscious. It might just mean that they kind of wish they were. So know the difference, okay? And last but not least, we'll see what the Flower Therapy deck has for you, Leo, for the month of July. Reach for the Stars. This is a beautiful card. Actually, my orchid right now is going into bloom. Orchids are literally my favorite card. So it says, you deserve only the best, and this is all you should focus your attention on. So don't stoop to anybody's level, Leo. If anyone gets in your face and is off center, don't use that as an invitation to release any kind of pent-up energy you might have or unload on anyone. Keep yourself in check this month. I hope that helps you. Take care. I will see you again here next month. We'll talk about the eclipse that happens in August. So there's 3 eclipses happening in 4 weeks. That's very unusual. And these eclipses are not to harm us. They're to help us to grow. That can be often painful. So hang on tight. I'll see you again here next month. If you want a personal reading, the information is below. Do share my video if you feel like it helped you. This video is for sun, moon, and rising sign. So check out your other, if your moon is in a different sign, check that video out too. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay, take care.